Hello, Digidestins. This is Kyle Lee, better known as Ridemyavatar, and today we're going to go over the matchup between Purple Don Devi versus Rafflesimon. Let's see how these two titans take it on head-to-head. See who's really the king of the ring of this matchup. A control deck in both sense of the word. They both like controlling the game in a way that most decks don't see it coming. So guys, let's dive right in. Let's see what we can pull off for shenanigans. And so game 1 versus Don Devi versus Rafflesimon. This is going to be a really exciting match. Let's see how well Don Devi can take control of this game. So it's very important to understand the strengths and weaknesses of decks. We are rolling, we both hit 9. I said if we keep hitting 9s, we're going to the casino and we're going to meet halfway, somewhere in the middle. If we all keep getting 9s at this point. So he ends up bricking, getting Snake Eyes, and I overpower him with an 8. So we go first. Not bad. I end up cutting my deck, doing the fun stuffs, spread them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Being that cocky guy. So 5 cards. And he sprays his field with magic power. Then I fix up the Xenomon and Digivolve into Devimon, the one that if it's deleted it brings out a Devimon if you have 7 more. Then Digivolve it into a sweet Bilemon, so we get a blocker early on. 2 memory, let's go. It is his move. He draws for turn. He flips up Yokomon. So I got that green. Digivolves into a Palmon, which can definitely help him out in the long game. Plays that Terriermon to help block me from using Jack Raids, but I don't have Jack Raids, so it's fine. It's all fine. It burns. It hurts. But it also shuts down my Guillemon. So I Digivolve into Black War Growlmon outside of the raising area because there's nothing I have to really worry about at the end of the day here, because green can't get rid of my Black War Growlmon until after I've done all the janky stuff I want to do with it. So he's got to do some crazy stuff here. He's got 2 memory to play with. He's thinking about it. He plays down an Argomon. He's starting to build a rookie rush board. I don't like it. He passes at 3 to me, which, poof, we're going to do something with that. We flip up a Devimon, Digivolve into a Guillemon. We're hoping we don't die here, but you never know. End up Digibursting, getting myself my Devimon out from that rookie stack. Then I Digivolve into the fabulous Devimon, going to give him Chokum at 2, which fine by me. Then I Digivolve into that Don Devi, giving him 2 memory to play with. Here comes amazing combos later that we'll explain shortly, because Don Devi can just clear out some hands, especially when you brick. Don Devi really punishes you that. With a lot of decks having this brick mentality, just going to try to take advantage of it. Redraws for turn. He's at 2 memory. He's got to do some wacky plays. Swings in with the Argomon. I block it with the... No, I don't decide to. I go for letting it die by the hands of Devimon. We're at 1 Devi in grave. And then he loses 1 because Don Devi says so. It's quite fun when you look at it that way. We got some big plans, big plans. He plays down a Blossomon. He really needed that memory. He gave me 5. A little too much for my liking. That's okay. We promote the Guillemon up. So I forget that Terriermon's on board, but I swing in with the Devimon, retiring the Guillemon. Thought I would go to 6, but Terriermon's on board. He reminds me of that. And I'm like, oh yeah, we're at 5. And then I still get the draw discard off of Devimon, because why not, boys and girls? That is a fantastic card that you do not want to mess up. I toss a Guillemon because I'm not getting rid of that Terriermon anytime soon. I kill off a Weedmon. I swing in yet again to hopefully take out another security. And it's a Nidhogg taking out my Don Devi. But in exchange, he has to discard 2 cards from his hand. So we're in a good spot because he hasn't been Digivolving enough for it to matter. He discards an Argomon, and then he discards another Nidhogg. So that is 2 Nidhoggs out of play. We slam down the Devimon. We're going to start climbing up yet again. Digivolve into a Vilemon to help block some stuff if we need to. So 5, 2, 4, 1. Just so he knows. Draw for the evolution. And then I proceed to be thinking about what my next play is. I don't have enough Devimons to trigger the Devimon in the corner here yet. So I Digivolve into the Black War Growlmon. So Digivolve for 2. Now it's his turn. He is at 2 memory, which is not bad. I start splitting up the Devimons just to start counting them properly. I'm thinking of what plays I need to do to prevent him. Digivolves into the Kabuterimon, going down to 1. I think I have 3 Devimons in drop at this point. Nothing too crazy hot. So he plays down that beautiful Mimi. That helps him out a lot more than I want it to, but we flip up a Demimera, Digivolve into a Tapirmon, draw me a card. I was on the fence of Digivolving the Tapirmon. I played the Devimon, go to 0, middle the top 2, 1, 2. We got a Chaos Gallimon and a Devimon that can bring back Devi, Don Devi, which is super important to us. So I'm like debating on Tapirmon. But I Digivolve into Devimon to swing into something big and nasty if I need to, which is very important. He goes to 3 because Mimi is just Mimi. Start separating the drops a little bit just so that we can keep track of the Devimon for the video, because that's super important. He Digivolves into Rafflesimon, preventing me from attacking if he decides to Digiburst, but he can't. Because if he Digivolves here, his Rafflesimon is still on board and I have to deal with it later, and I don't want to deal with it. So Rafflesimon swings into that beautiful security stack. I only have like three Devimons in grave right now. I don't decide to block it, but it's a Don Devi, so that brings me up to 4 Don Devis in grave, killing off his Rafflesimon, which is super clutch. Because if that stayed on the board any longer, I would have been in hot water. Needle Spray, trying to choke me out. Didn't matter what rested. Nope. And stand up, I draw. End up promoting up that beautiful Tapirmon. I'm gonna try to have it die, just so that I can get some draw power in. So I swing in with that beautiful Tapirmon, like I said. So it died to that Tentamon. So I draw 1 for skill for Tapir, then I draw 1 for Demimera, tossing out a card that I just don't need at this point. And I can honestly tell you, I don't need the Zawart defeat in my hand. None of them ended up in security at all in this match. So definitely keep that as a sign of goodwill that I don't always get that Zawart defeat in security. So I Digivolve into Skull Marimon, go to 0, draw me a card. We have Retaliation on board state. Like debating on what to do, I swing in with my Black War Growlmon. It's a lovely Rafflesimon? Lalamon? I think I was supposed to lose that, but he didn't mention the power level, and that was my bad. So I won game. Hopefully he has an amazing game 2 going forwards. It is really tough to face this deck off. He flips up a Yokomon, Digivolving into a Palmon, which is super important, and then Digivolves into the blocker Kabuterimon to draw him a card. So I flip up another Dinomon into Digivolving into a Devimon, the one that mills me 2 cards, then Digivolve it into the Devimon, so that if he brings out anything too scary, I could just recur it out of there. So that's the main game plan here. So there's a really interesting play. I do the Mimi. He slams down Mimi, which brings him to 3, which is a-okay by me. I Digivolve into Skullmera, giving him going to 1. So that's a really good play there. And then go right into that top deck Don Devimon, the alternate art. Let's go! So I bring him right to 3 for his Mimi, which I'm okay with. So if he swings into me in any shape or form, I'm going to just punish him. He can't get rid of my Don Devi just yet, which is okay with me. But I have if this Don Devi dies, I will have 3 Devis ready to go. He digivolves into Lalamon, which okay by me. Flips up the Mimi for a Yokomon, which then digivolves into a Palmon. Gonna try to choke me out a bit, just because that's what I would do in this situation, is just start choking the daylights out of them, just not giving them. He plays down the Terriermon to try to prevent me from getting Jack Raids, which this deck does not care about, but the Guillemons is the only thing. Digivolve the Devimon into the Devimon. That requires 7 in drop to bring out Don Devi, just to help get the game rolling. Which, and if I can get plenty of them in the drop, he's done for, boys. So I'm thinking about getting rid of is Mimi. I go to 2 by digivolving my Don Devi into Devimon. So I end up swinging in with the Devimon, just hoping that it survives, because if it survives, I can still have that chance. It flips up a Weedmon, which I'm okay with. He's down to 4. I'm still at a beautiful 5. I'm gonna decide to just ruin his day. His Mimi is not staying with him. So I digivolve into Zwart to blow up the daylights out of his BB. Which, bravo to me for making that proper call, because after that I was able to choke him the rest of this game. So just giving you spoilers. Palmon is up and ready to go. Digivolves into the Weedmon, and he's building up a really solid board, and I'm very impressed by what he's trying to do here. I'm trying to keep him off anything that would be really too scary for me. I'm just banking. My Devimon dies. My Zwart dies just to take out everything. He digivolves into Blossomon by the Digisorption effect. Has rested, which I don't know why he did that, because he doesn't really do anything more than just go to 1 and I draw a card. Decide to promote up my Devimon. So Zwart defeat. I'm gonna choose the smart play is getting rid of the Blossomon. I can't have him have too much resources, so I gotta kill that off now. So again, wiping a board is just so easy in this game. I love it when I can, because now I can keep him choked out, which is really good. I play out a Devimon just to try to choke him out. I don't need him building up staircase to heaven here at all. He flips up a Yokomon, which is very important. He digivolves into Terriermon Assistant. His board is super clean right now, and I'm excited. He digivolves into Kabuterimon, 0. Then he does that Nidhogg play, clearing out my whole board, my Zwart, my Devi, but luckily the rest go right into drop, which helps out really well, because now I'm at 5, and purple can play on 5 hard. So the rest go to the bottom. I draw. So I got 4 Demis in grave. I flip up Devimon, then digivolve into Tapirmon to draw me a card. You need to get rid of anything else that might hurt us. I slam down a Devimon to hope start building up another stack going. So I go to 3, digivolve into Devimon, drawing me a card. To 2. Then end up digivolving to Black War Growlmon anyway. Now I go right into Devimon, draw me a card. It might be at a different count, but Black War Growlmon anyway. So 2. Yep, got 2. Draw. Since he did give me 5. Then promotes that Terriermon Assistant. I'm very nervous. He bursts out to give more power to Nidhogg, which is completely okay. Then he gets that Blossomon yet again, and I'm so upset. Doesn't need that Blossomon at all. So we're gonna do some nasty stuff here. Digivolves into Weedmon. Go to 1. Got that Nidhogg on board. I don't like it at all. So that Weedmon swings in. I get Demonic Devastation out of that deal, which, ooh, that sets me up really nice. So I get that Devimon right back, and if I can get rid of the blocker soon enough, I can just keep at it. So I'm at 2 to 3. Take the hit. I get a Devimon out of the way, which is a-okay with me. So he decides to swing anymore. I'm kind of okay, but we're gonna try to bank on something else. Oh yeah, he ends up digivolving into a Boulder Arm. Instead of getting rid of the Devimon, he goes for my blocker, which, to be honest with you, he should not have. Now I'm at the 7 mark. I am completely ready to go. I got a different game plan. I'm at 5 right now. I have 2 security left. We're gonna just take care of this board really nice. I'm not joking. I'm taking care of this board. So I was debating on doing Black or Growlmon's effect. I didn't see any benefit in doing it because the problem with Black or Growlmon is the play I wanted to do that takes care of this Chaosmon, and everything else costs me for an empty field. That Tacticianmon is just way too good because I can get to 13 very easily, which, again, I want to do that. So I end up digivolving into getting my Devimon up. I needed to get it so that Don Devi will come out, which is super important in this stage, because I need to clear out everything. So remember, everything kind of goes in a standby stack, and I can choose the order of when everything activates, when attacking, and then resolutions afterwards. So I end up going to 3 to 0 to get Tacticianmon, drawing me a card. I end up swinging in with Tacticianmon, paying the cost of Black War Growlmon to restand it, putting Devimera on hold. I won't call this until all the effects of Tacticianmon is activated. So I gain 1000, blew up something, and then called a Devimera. So I'm at 13, swinging into that Vegemon. I want to take care of the Vegemon. Then, since I'm at 13, I'm gonna swing in and go up yet again for its power. So I'm at 15. So I swing into that lovely Chaosmon. I can't gain extra memory because I do have a Mon on the board. If he's singling by himself, he is perfectly fine. But that blows up. So he deletes the blocker. Next, I use this card out of my hand. I was like, I need to use this to get rid of that Boulder Arm. So I use Demonic Devastation, blowing up my Devimon, going down to 0, restanding my Tacticianmon one last time this turn. Again, this play would have been a lot better if I went after the security. I could have cleared out a bunch of it, but he's discarding a Needle Spray off of the Devimon and a Lalamon. So I decided to go in for 17 at this point into that Chaosmon. So very well played. I am at 1 memory right now, so I'm ready. I'm ready to take him on hardcore. So I decide that I'm going to do some... Now, since I cleared his 5 wide board, we just won Tacticianmon. We're going to go Tapirmon, give him 2, which makes sense. He draws for turn, flips up the Yokomon. Since his board is cleared, he has to digivolve into a Tentamon that searches, then into the Kabuterimon blocker, which is completely fine by me. He's got 4 security. I just got to take it out. 1 go. Let's go. Punch through it. Let's see what we can do. Then digivolves into that Blossomon, giving me 2, which is a-okay. This is the fun part. We flip up, digivolve the Xenomon into a Devimon that if it gets deleted, we kind of do that Don Devi comes back. So we swing in with the Tapirmon, hoping it doesn't die. If it dies, we're kind of sad, but it does. We draw a card, but at least Tacticimon will gain an extra memory for us. I didn't have enough to keep it my turn. I didn't have a 2-drop in my hand. So we swing in, we gain extra memory and power. It's at 2 memory, which is, whew. We're hoping the best that a Nidhogg doesn't come down and just wreck our day. So I play Matt. I'm going in for a Devimon with Retaliation, just in case he gets something really nasty and I can't deal with it. But he's at 1. Without the Mimi, he's a lot slower, and that's great that Zawart defeated his Tamer out. If he plays another Tamer, I have another Zawart in my hand. I had to. He hidden potentials, resting his Blossomon with the cost, and then goes right into that beautiful Nidhogg, rewinding my Tacticimon right to the bottom of my deck, sadly. But I was prepared for that, actually. Just because how I planned it out, I was ready. So, we're going to take care of that Nidhogg right here, right now. My turn. Once he plays that beautiful Terriermon, I draw for turn. I promote that Devimon up, because we're going right for that Nidhogg. Digivolve into Devimon with Retaliation. We swing in, do the trade, but we go right back and we get ourselves Devimon back. And that's all she wrote, boys and girls, because now we have an advantage on him. Doesn't have much options to deal with what we just presented with him. There's just not enough resources for him to prevent a Don Devi coming back. He's wasted too much resources. I cleared out just everything in one swing. Then play the Guilmon down. Even though he has the Terriermon out, doesn't matter. We're gonna just go for game. He flips up Budmon, which is okay. Digivolves into Palmon, drawing himself a card. Then he's gonna do some crazy shenanigans here. I'm not joking. He's doing some crazy shenanigans. He ends up digivolving into Kabuterimon. He gets some blocking power. And then digivolves into Argomon. I'm getting nervous because if that Argomon gets into another Nidhogg, I could be really a fish out of water here. Flip up my last Digi-Egg into Demimera. So, Don Devi swings into that beautiful security. So, there goes the Blossomon. I am safe for right now. And I'm thinking of the best strategy to take out his Mons. I Digivolve into Devimon, going to 1, drawing me a card. Digivolve, top decking the Devimon that mills on play mill 2, which is okay with me. I need to choke him out, I think, at this point. I don't remember if I do, but we probably do. But I Digivolve into Lady Devimon. There's a reason for that. He goes to 2. So if Lady Devimon stays on board, I have a way of getting back some key pieces later on. So I discard the Black Wargrowlmon and a Devimon, Don Devi. I didn't care at this point. He has 1 security left. My Lady Devimon is going to stay on board. So he doesn't have any hidden potential, so he can't cheat in the, you know, amazing Nidhogg he loves so much, but at least I can get through to him next turn. I have 3 Mons coming at him, and there's just nothing he can do in this situation. Even if he could rewind enough, he doesn't have the Needle Spray because he had to discard it. I'm like, well, we're solid, we're golden, we're not going anywhere, and I'm a happy camper. So it's so important. He's got 2 memory to play with. I have 2 security. He's got 1 security. If he swings into my security, he loses out on his, and he just becomes wide open, and I'm just so ready for this. My plays are perfectly executed, and I think I'm really solidly ready for this turn he's presenting me. I don't know, guys, what do you think? Let me know down in the comments if you got this far. So I'm just hoping for the best. Hope, 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 hope. He digivolves into a Weedmon, going to 1. So he's trying to set up something. He now can't prevent my Guilmons, but he goes right into a final Nidhogg. Ah! Rewinding my Don Devi to the bottom of my deck. I'm at a lovely 4 memory. So at this point, I have to just swing in game, hopefully getting there. I don't know. It's tough. I get a little bit nervous just because I want to set up and get rid of that Weedmon. I just don't trust it. So I go right into Chaos Gallantmon, which I probably could have just went for the swings, but I just wanted to blow up and just set up another Don Devi just in case. So I brought him down to 1, which is exactly where I want him to be. Blowing up that. I draw, I have to discard a card, and then we're gonna get the baby back. Get rid of another mat. Go right for the baby, just because I want to set up that Don Devi play. I mean, I can't restand with Chaos Gallantmon, but I can just guarantee me getting to that sweet, sweet Don Devi play. We're fine. So we swing in. It hits a Devimon yet again. So it's just, my security is filled with the Devis. Some sort of Devimon in its name. I just make sure that all my Devimons are there from the trash. He plays the Tenamon, giving me 3. He gets a blocker out of that deal. Not enough. I decide to Digivolve into Devimon, blocker, go down to 2, draw me a card. End up swinging with that Devimon blocker for 1 security. Check, which was a good play in my opinion. Just because if it dies, I get a Don Devi out of the deal. Rafflesimon, it dies. Devimon comes back. And I proceed to get a baby out of the deal because Chaos Gallantmon lets me get a baby. I forgot that real quick. I was supposed to, before I even do that, get the baby out. Get that baby Devimon back. Swinging with the Chaos Gallantmon for game. Could have been a big risk if I didn't do that right. So guys,